Hey, Dad. I just wanted to start this off by saying I love you, and I'm very proud of you for becoming sober. You have no idea how happy I am about that. But I've wanted to talk about this for a while, and it's really hard to talk to you about things because if you disagree or anything along those lines, you get really pissed off and it becomes an argument, and I don't want to fight. And I know you'll see this, and I'm not sure who else will, but that's okay. I wanted to be able to talk about it without having to try to make it rhyme, because I feel like I can't get the full story through or things like that without, while trying to put it in a rhyme. Let's start. During my childhood, I remember you being a good dad. I do. It's something that I miss dearly and wish was still the situation. But I also remember at times you being a little aggressive with us kids. Like I remember specifically in the trailer park when you picked Nick up by his throat and choked him. And you told us not to tell anyone. But, anyways, I digress. During the summer of about 2015-ish, you and Mom were fighting a lot. Sometimes you guys would pull me into the arguments, mainly you. I don't think Mom ever did, really. And I remember, vividly, this is one that really still gets to me. Me and my siblings sitting at the dinner table, eating ramen noodles. I was about 6. And you and Mom got into a screaming match. And you tried to get me to give my opinion on something that I told you in confidence when you would bring me to Roberto's house and complain about Mom. And I said something to you along the lines of, well, I actually don't remember, but I didn't say anything when you asked me in front of Mom. I just put my head down and cried. I also remember staying up in my room at night hearing you guys argue. One night, you pushed her down the basement stairs. I heard that. Anyways, now to the main story. September 10th, 2015. You've been kicked out of the house for about a week now because of your guys' constant arguments. And you were staying at Nene's, which is where Aunt Danny and all them were staying. Little did us kids know that you were on meth at the time, which is one of the reasons you got kicked out. Well, we were there and Jacob was having really bad asthma, or so we thought. He was having really bad asthma. He's always had problems with his lungs and breathing, And Mom needed you to take him to the hospital. And you did. But around 11:30 to midnight, you showed up at the house. And the locks had been changed since you left, so you couldn't get in, and you were banging on the door for a while. And eventually you knocked on my window and it scared me, but I didn't know that you weren't allowed in the house. Or I didn't remember. I don't know that specifically, but I know that I wasn't aware you weren't allowed in. And you're my dad. So I opened the window and let you in. You said you were getting Mom to bring her to the hospital, which was fine. I've watched the kids before, never at night, but I've watched the kids before. Though according to her now, she said don't because Jake needs you. But anyways, you went upstairs and I tried to go back to sleep. Then I hear you and Mom yelling upstairs, so I got up and closed my door. And I hear you guys run, thump down the stairs, just a lot of banging down the stairs. And go into the bathroom yelling. And I hear the stool we had, that little tiki stool we had in the bathroom, break. I open my door and try to yell, but nothing comes out. And then you throw Mom out of the bathroom. And she's trying to yell, trying to get away. She looks at me and says, "Isaac, help." Yells it, and I just yelled, "Well, maybe a few," and stop. Because what I was gonna say was maybe if you didn't cheat. Because that's all you had been telling me about Mom. When in reality, not only had you slept with Chris's girlfriend or wife or whatever on our porch, you were on board with bringing someone else into the relationship. In comes Jay. You were mad Mom had slept with him without you there. This info comes from family members on your side over the years, and I know that this stuff happened because I was on Mom's account one time trying to upload on YouTube, because mine wasn't working for it, and when I was trying to upload my video, found a video by accident of her and Jay. Well, you know, so I turned that off, blocked that out of my mind, but I still knew. Not only that, when you threatened to kill yourself at one point, prior to this, the letter you left mentioned Mom being driven into the arms of another man. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You threw Mom out of the bathroom. I yelled. I still feel guilty to this day for not doing anything, not helping Mom. During this, you hit Mom, kick her, drag her, while you tried to get her phone. Eventually you got the phone and left, and then you came back and showed me the phone. Mom ran upstairs during this. Texts with a gym buddy about Jacob being in the hospital. You go upstairs, fuming. Mom comes running back down very quickly. And then you follow with your pistol, loaded. You yell, pointing the gun at yourself, then me, then her. I'm sitting curled up on the couch. You yell that you don't care if I see it. Mom's dead. For some reason, you guys are still fighting over the phone. You yell that the doctors think Jacob has cancer. That made me and Mom break down even worse than we already were. Eventually, you guys work your way outside. Hold Mom at gunpoint as you force her to get in the car with you. Think you drove around the block or something. Then you come back and keep fighting outside. I stay on the couch. Then it happens. Pop, 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 pop. 4 shots. It's the reason I hate fireworks and loud noises. And I believed at that moment you had shot Mom 3 times, then yourself. I curled up and I bawled my eyes out. Eventually I worked my way to the window to see, because I needed to know. And I see you guys still fighting. I go outside to help Mom and freeze again. You dive forward, throw me the phone, and I think I should run or shatter it, but I froze. Can't move, then Mom takes the phone. At some point during this, one of the neighbors called the cops because you let off shots in the air. And they show up and cuff you. Mom calls Grandma and Grandpa. I packed my bag because I wanted to run. I was going to go to Nene's. I was going to go there, just talk to Nick, vent. The cops talk to everyone. I tell them what happened, so does Mom. You ask to talk to me before you go. I go and talk to you. You're crying and apologizing to me about it, and they eventually leave with you. Now, fast forward, you somehow didn't get prison time. Somehow. Mainly because Mom didn't let him. Because you would have had a felony assault and battery charge with a deadly weapon. Something like that. We would have had a decent bit of prison time. But after you got out, you started staying with your not soon to be, but your eventual baby mama, Jessica. You got a job at a construction factory, or factory company. You were just doing construction. So you're at work a lot. Jessica didn't feed us when you were at work. We told Grandma, and that was a last straw. But we also told her that Jessica was stepping on Jacob's shoes and feet whenever he would put his stuff on intentionally to hurt him, because she did it every time. One day when you came home, us kids were play fighting and Jacob fell and hit his head. He was fine. But you walked in with your big Harley boots and kicked me in my chest, sternum, stomach, that area. It hurt. I cried. You yelled at me. And that was that. You were doing meth with Mike and his girlfriend at the time, I believe. I know this because, one, I know Mike uses meth. 2, you were on meth at the time. 3, you would randomly go to his house during the day and come back way more irritable. Mom and Jay were dating at the time, and Jay gave me some clothes, and I really liked them. And I came over to your house wearing one of his shirts he gave me, and you made comments about me wearing N-word clothes. You also, during this time, in 2017, knowingly gave our house bedbugs without telling Mom to get back to her. And it took us a long time to get rid of them. We don't have them anymore. You also took $8,000 in tax returns from Mom by claiming us kids, even though you never had us and we lived with her. You lied to the state and made it so Mom had to pay child support, and then used that money to buy shit for Jessica. You also got an EBT card for us kids and bought shit for Jessica, and at one point offered Mom like $100 and said the rest you had already promised to Jessica. You threatened to take us and never give us back to Mom multiple times whenever she let you see us. One day, we were at the house, Grandma, me and the kids. I think Grandpa was there, I think Mom was at work. You came over, banging on the house and the doors, demanding to see us, and threatened to burn the house down. We were scared that you were going to break in, so me and Brayden were waiting at the door with knives, just in case you broke in. You also tricked Brayden into giving you all of the important documents in the house, like the deed and all of our birth certificates. And during a fight you had with Jessica, she burnt them all. I just got my birth certificate. You made it impossible for me to get a job. At the time I refused to go to your house. I was mad, justifiably, leading to us fighting. And during this fight, you told me, 1, that you did not want to be my dad, and 2, I was dead to you. I read these texts last night while writing this to make sure I was right. And you did. That's what you said. But you've never apologized for this. And the thing is I was there for you no matter what, and I always wanted to involve you. I invited you to all of my choir concerts, my talent show. I was the one who told you Nene passed away. I asked Mom for you right before I had my eye surgery. I asked for you specifically during the Haywood situation. And the only thing I can give you during this time where you acted more mature than Mom is when she tried to argue with you and walked out the courtroom. When you said, no, this is not the time, during it. And Grandma asked me to go and comfort Mom during the court dates discussing my rape. Which, that whole thing still makes me cry. But anyways. When you had the scarred tissue blocking your bowels, and you were swelling up and we didn't know, and you couldn't move out of the bed, and Jessica refused to help you, I made sure the ambulance came. I made sure that you were safe, and I stayed at the hospital with you and was strong for you when your kidneys failed and you almost died and you were in ICU. When you tried to kill yourself in Mimi's apartment in front of her, taking 25 serotonin, I went up to the hospital daily to make sure you were good. I didn't want to at first. Grandma took me in the car and I was really confused, and then she told me that you had tried to kill yourself and asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, and I said I didn't know. Then I went up there and I saw you and I stayed there for hours while you were trying to fight the drugs that you would put in your body. And all of this was during my finals week when I should have been studying. Dad, you can never admit when you're wrong. You know, and you may be wondering right now why I'm not talking to you really or seeing you right now, because the kids have gone over twice since the last time I saw you, and I refuse to, and I don't really answer your texts. I'm nervous you might crash again. You do it every time you see us. Like, I pushed for Mom to invite you to Livy's birthday party. I did. She asked for my opinion. It was my call. And the day after, you disappeared for weeks because you were using again. And I had to talk you down from killing yourself multiple times. I had to support you. And then, right after we went to your house, not only did I not want to see your girlfriend at all, I make it a point not to hang out with Mom's boyfriend. Not because I don't like him, but because I don't want to get to know him. I'm old enough now where I don't have to do that, and I'm comfortable with that. And I don't want to get to know Crystal or her kids. It's not something I want to do. But day after we were at your house, you texted me saying, "You think you still love Jessica?" And I told you, no, you shouldn't, because it never goes good. Never. And I haven't really talked to you since. There's a lot of things I want you to do, Dad, to make your life better. A lot. And you're doing good right now, and I'm proud of you. I am. But the drugs distorted your mind to the point where you even ruined your relationship with Aunt Danny. You know? Like, you guys never really had a great relationship, but she's your big sister. I want you to repair your relationship with her. She's so much better than she's been my entire life. And right now, she's doing really good. She cares about you a lot. Every time we see each other, we talk about you and what's going on with you. Because she wants to know. And if she didn't care about you, she wouldn't have helped you when you showed up on Christmas high, making accusations that Gail had Ashton in her shed, which she didn't. That Lee was into sex trafficking, which he isn't. He's weird, but he's not like that. You made it a point not to tell me happy birthday, Christmas. You made a point not to do it because you said you didn't want me to see you that way. Problem is I'd already seen you that way when you came over to Jonas's house and threatened to stab Kenyon. Opened the car when we were driving. Made accusations towards Jonas and Jackson about them locking me and Nick in the closet and bleeding us out. Bloodletting, I think is what it's called. Which they weren't, and they're not, because they're good people and have taken care of me, and Jonas and Jackson have been more of a father figure to me than you have in these last couple of years of my life. And I appreciate them greatly for that, and I don't tell them enough. Just like I don't tell Grandpa enough that I appreciate him for being a father figure. When you have made a point not to. I want you to stay clean, Dad. But I want to be able to say these things to you without it being a fight. Because this is the truth. You did these things. But you've done drugs for so long. You're clean now, but you did drugs for so long that it distorted your reality. Open mental illnesses that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And that sucks, and I understand that addiction is a disease. But you told me, we got in an argument recently about how I'm still nervous about you falling back in old habits. You know? That makes me nervous. And you told me I didn't know what I was talking about, and that I didn't know about addiction. And that you did those things when you had nothing. And you're using Crystal, your girlfriend, as an excuse for you having something now. You have that relationship. You have something. What makes me really mad about that is when you were using every time me and Brayden. Jacob doesn't really like you very much. Livy doesn't remember you. I don't think Jacob does either, but me and Brayden do. Me and Brayden are always mad at you, but me and Brayden will always support you. You know, we'll always defend you. It makes Mom and Grandma pissed because we'll always try to find an excuse for you because we love you. But you said that you don't need to use right now because you have something. What hurts about that is you always had us kids. You had me and Brayden. Even if you couldn't see us, you could text us and we were there. You've always had us. But we weren't enough to keep you clean. Were we? And that hurts. That hurts knowing that. That hurts you saying that. Because even when I said, well, you have us, you just said, you know what I mean. I want you to stay clean, Dad. I want to be able to say these things to you without it being a fight. Because it's the truth. But you've broken your reality. You don't remember things in the way they happened. You can't take responsibility for what you did. I love you, Dad, and I'm proud of you. But I need more time. I told you that I needed time before we can rebuild our relationship. Because you hurt me so much. I needed time, and you refused to give me time. I need time before we can build a relationship, Dad. I need more. Because I need to be able to process the stuff that you've put me through, and I haven't yet. I've processed some of it. I've moved on from some of it. But some of it still messes me up. Some of it I didn't really realize was bothering me until I started writing this. And some of this I've just been winging because I remembered things. But, like I said, I'm proud of you. Just need more time. I love you, Dad. Your son, Isaac Freese.